Hi, I'm Kelly Lisi Davis with BlackboardKitchen.com. Today I'm going to show you how to make a classic and easy marinara sauce. This is a super simple tomato sauce, the kind that maybe you're used to buying in the big jar at the grocery store, but I'm going to show you how to make it for a fraction of the price and much healthier for your family. You're going to need some olive oil, you need black pepper, salt, I prefer kosher salt, a big can of crushed tomatoes, a can of diced tomatoes, a bit of sugar, some crushed red pepper, oregano, parsley, basil, and right over here you're going to need some fresh garlic cloves. I'm going to get the heat going on my pot. I'm just going to turn it on to about medium high there. As my pot's heating up, I'm going to get my garlic ready. Now, I like to always begin with fresh garlic. You can buy that pre-minced garlic in those little jars at the store, and that's okay for a pinch, but using fresh garlic is less expensive and it's super, super easy. So we take a whole head of garlic. We're going to break that into individual cloves. We need to begin by peeling the cloves. The best way to peel it is to take your knife, place it right over it, bang it with your hand, then over your trash bowl. The peel comes off really easily. Start by chopping off that tiny little stem end. Then to mince, that just means that you chop it up really, really finely. So start by going one way, all really nice little fine cuts. Then go the other way. I've got about 7 cloves of garlic here. I'm going to mince all of those up. As I mince them, I'm going to work to make them so that they're all about the same size. I don't want to have any huge chunks of garlic and, tiny little chunks because they'll cook unevenly. So I'm going to mince them, try to keep them uniform. I've got my pile of garlic. Now I'm going to get my olive oil heating up in my pan. I'm going to drizzle it in. I want to coat the bottom. I'm going to turn my heat up just a bit. I'm going to wait for that oil to heat, and then once it's hot, I'll add in my garlic. Come on over to my pot. I'm going to drop that garlic in. I'm also going to grab my crushed red pepper at this point. I like to kind of fry this up too. So that's about a teaspoon, okay? Do a little bit less if you don't like heat. I want to keep a really close eye on your garlic here. Garlic fries fast. You can see that it's starting to brown up. It's kind of like lightly golden, but nothing is brown. So that means we're ready to do the sauce. Now you want to turn the heat down, and then I actually even remove it from the burner so that it doesn't splatter. Pour that in. And the other can, oh my goodness, I'm making a mess. Now we're going to add in the spices. Now again, I'm not going to be using any measuring spoons. I'm going to show you, pour it out into my hands, show you how much it is, and then we're just going to throw it in, okay? Here it's all about what tastes good to you, what you like. If you like less garlic, use less garlic. If you like more red pepper, use more red pepper. So it's really about customizing here. That's one of the great things, because if you buy a jar of sauce at the grocery store for like $5, you don't get it customized, right? But here we do. So I'm starting off with some basil. Nice, kind of crush it like that as I pour it in. That helps to release some of the flavor and aroma. Now we have parsley. I do a bit less parsley, okay? Parsley's nice because it's kind of a bitter herb, so it really complements the flavors, makes them spark just a little bit. Next we have some oregano. I once heard one of those celebrity chefs on the Food Network say that the only time you should use oregano is if you have it fresh. I wanted to punch her in the face. Well, I don't have access to fresh oregano. I can't afford it. We're going to do some freshly ground black pepper. I like to do several twists. I'm a black pepper fan. We're going to do kosher salt about there. All right, pour that in. And our last thing to add is a little bit of sugar. All right, I use organic cane sugar. That's why this is a little bit brown. I just do about 1 spoonful. I'm gonna stir this all together. Okay, so this is your basic tomato sauce. You guys, you can use this seriously on anything. I make this and I use it on pizza. I use this as pizza sauce. I'll make a calzone with this. I'll make meatballs and then I'll cook them in the sauce and then you know, have them over spaghetti. So it's a super versatile, super easy sauce. You can jar it, you could freeze it, you could do like a double batch of this, stick it in your freezer, busy night at work, you just pull it out, make your pasta, you're good to go, okay? Last thing I'm gonna add to this today, this is totally optional. I'm gonna add some red wine. I'm just gonna pour in a bit of wine here, all right? Not too much, that's probably about a ½ cup. I'm gonna grab a spoon and I'm gonna taste it. You always want to taste what you're making as you're making it so that if things don't taste quite right, you can correct before you're serving it and realizing it doesn't taste right. Taste it, see what you like, and then go from there, okay? So my sauce is done. I'm gonna let it simmer now. I'll put the lid on it. You can see my heat is at medium-low, and I'll just let it simmer. You can let it simmer from anywhere from just 15 minutes to several hours. The longer it goes, it gets a little bit heartier and richer. It's really good, even right now, though, if we wanted to do it, okay? So guys, today I made this tomato sauce totally from scratch. The cost of the ingredients today was about $3. If I were to buy this sauce jarred at a store with organic tomatoes and fresh garlic and all the herbs that I use, it would probably be around $6, okay? So that's half price. You save money. It's better for you, less sodium, you know, less salt, less sugar. I hope that you feel confident to make your own sauce, that you feel like you can get in the kitchen, you can whip up a really quick batch of awesome sauce, have it on the table for your family. If you have any questions, please send me a comment on the blog or an email. I would love to help you in any way that I can. Thanks for joining me today to make tomato sauce. See you guys next time.